cryptographer. Welcome to this episode. Welcome to Cryptocurrency Theory, guys. Let's talk about some cool stuff in crypto right now. Prices. Surprise. Prices. Can you imagine me talking about anything else, guys? The prices of crypto, they're doing great, guys. That's the beauty of all this, is that the prices have not collapsed. We have not seen a massive meltdown in price, therefore causing disappointment, causing more negative impact on crypto. We've seen the exact opposite. We've basically seen tons of news coverage, tons of everything, victories by XRP, the launch of the FedNow CBDC. It's really coalescing, guys, and it's probably one of the biggest recipes for a cataclysmic event to happen in terms of crypto prices that one could imagine. So just think about this stuff when you're sitting there, on your phone looking at these prices, or you're on your computer looking at these prices, that yes, they are not like massively up, but if you look at an overall broad perspective and you look at, if you follow this stuff like I do and you look at it and you're sitting there hyper focused on the prices, you will see that a lot of stuff actually is up and it's staying up, and it's not, the prices are not dropping. It's not this massive meltdown. We saw basically the worst imaginable already in 2000, last year. So just by the mere fact that these prices are staying up where they're at, that speaks a lot of optimism to me, guys. I don't know about you, what you're thinking about the prices. Drop it in the comments section and let me know what your thoughts are on current prices. Like, it can be any one of your cryptos that you like, as long as it's, relative to kind of what we talk about on this channel. Like, let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts on Dash. Let me know your thoughts on Bitcoin Cash. Let me know your thoughts on, any of the coins that you support, and what do you think maybe in the short term, long term, that we can expect out of prices, just because they haven't dropped. I mean, we see increasingly more volatility over time, especially in these altcoins, guys. Over time, if you've held these altcoins like me, you've bought them, you've spent them, you've bought more, you've bought them as much as you possibly can, because you believe in cryptocurrency that much, and you're just that obsessed with it like me, that you have to be either all in into cryptocurrency, or what's the fucking point? If I'm not going to be all into something, what is the point? If I find something that I enjoy, guys, I go all into it. I don't sit there and half-ass anything that I do, guys, crypto included. So that being the case, the fact that we haven't seen prices go down sharply is kind of my point with these prices. I mean, sure, we'd all love to see them just go up forever, and really that's the whole storyline that makes crypto kind of fun to these people coming in. But you have to realize, guys, that this steady growth is happening in the behind the scenes that nobody sees. You have to see what's going on, guys. FedNow, how ironic. XRP being settled. I mean, I don't have to paint a picture for how you guys should view the news, guys, but it's pretty fucking obvious to me. XRP gets settled not as a security, and FedNow gets rolled out. Your very own United States central bank digital fucking currency, guys. How ironic. Are you surprised? No, I'm not. Not a bit surprised, guys. It's what we've been talking about on this channel for basically forever. We knew this shit was coming. This isn't a surprise, like, holy shit, it's a real thing. This was what we've been warning people about, guys. This is the whole reason crypto was invented in the first place, is so we don't have to worry about governments trying to recreate the internet or a copycat crypto. You see what I mean? It's like saying cryptocurrency is like the internet, guys. And the government is basically trying to reinvent the internet. See how stupid that sounds? It's just dumb. Anybody can see that's just a dumb statement. But it's true, guys, because they're trying to keep an account record hold book of everything that everybody buys. That way they can control the fixed rates on fixed income people, as well as the wealthy, as well as anybody they fucking want, because they have a long-term, basically, database of every single thing you fucking buy. And that's no longer private information that's required by court to get a subpoena to show in court. That's just theirs for the taking. So they basically can just manipulate that data. And that's all most of these companies like Google, Facebook, Meta, all these bullshit ass technology companies that have all these social media platforms are. They're just data collecting companies, guys, and they're basically just going to, I don't know how to simply put this, run it to the fucking ground, because they pretty much do that with everything else. So, I hate to be a Debbie Downer on that note, guys, but that just is the absolute case with that. And there's no way to, there's no rhyme or reason you can think of to sway me otherwise, guys, because once they get a hand on everybody's transactions, on what they're spending, what they're doing, what's next, guys? So once they display every single thing they purchase, then what's next, guys? Seriously, ask yourself, what is next? I'm all for privacy, guys. I'm all for people being able to spend their money on what they want to spend their money on. Their money is their money, guys. At the end of the day, if you're doing something illegal, or you're doing something that, to what degree I find illegal or, moral or that kind of thing, and punishment should be inflicted on these type people. But to just simply, have a record of what everybody spends their money on is, if that's not government control, guys, I don't know what the fucking, I don't know what kind of aluminum tinfoil hat I should put on to think otherwise, but it just seems pretty fucking fishy to me. So I don't need the government, watching what my money gets spent on, or it seems a bit intrusive, guys. I mean, they have to have a warrant to get that kind of stuff from the credit card companies and using in court and that kind of stuff. So I just don't like the idea of somebody just having free open book to my expense account. And you shouldn't either, guys. Because the people with the fixed incomes and the people that are, in the lower bracket that, are barely getting by, with a flip of a switch, those people are fucking fried, and they're not going to be able to do shit about it if they start using the Fed now with their money and their payments and their stuff like that. So, yeah, it's not a conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, guys. I just look at the facts and I say, does this make sense? Does this make sense? What are the positives? What are the negatives? And, is there more negatives than positives? And, if there is, analyze those real closely and see if you're making a wise choice on whether or not it's going to work for you. And I would say if people understood what was going on behind this, with the timing of XRP and CBDCs being introduced, and yes, I know they've been a talked about thing for years now, guys. It was rolled out in China probably like almost 3 years ago, where they introduced the CBDC to a couple cities around the holiday season, and people were test spinning it and testing it out and that kind of thing. It's already a thing, guys. I just look at the facts and I say, what is really going on here with the timing? The timing is just too spot on, and that's the kind of thing when we introduce these things, these new payment systems to a global economy like the United States. And you look at XRP and you just say, whoa, this is fucking convenient. This is just the most convenient timing, and just nobody's even talking about it. It's like not even a thing, because people don't really care. That's why, guys. People don't really give a shit. But they will give a shit when they're no longer able to purchase beer or cigarettes or basically fucking 2% milk. I mean, that's really what this comes down to, guys. That is the main reason. There's no other reason for collecting this type data. There's no other reason for it looks like a bad situation, guys, and that's all I'm going to say about the CBDC. I'm not going to go too far into depth about it. I would just say that the negatives definitely outweigh the positives, and that's why we have these private payment systems like Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, and some of these other private cryptos that try to fall in line with Satoshi Nakamoto's original white paper, guys, that was trying to see this, over a decade ago in existence, to try to get this ready for the world, guys, because it's not a matter of paranoia, guys. It's just a matter of, we've seen what governments have done in the past with central banks and what they've done to economies, and how little or how much of a disregard they have for just the average civilian, just the average U.S. civilian, and in every government around the world, doesn't matter what country you're in. We've seen how governments and central banks have total disregard for people's financial well-being, yet try to play the gatekeeper, try to play the safekeeper, you right? Like try to play your friend of that. Oh, well, this stuff could harm you. We're trying to help you. But if you look at the track record and you look at the actual record books and the history books, you'll see that it's just the same motherfucking story every single time, where most of these people, they end up in bad financial situations simply because they were entering a bad situation to begin with. It was an open door to getting fucked. Really, that's all they did. They did it in the mortgage crisis, and that they've done it in the early in the late 80s, the early 2000s, the early 90s. I mean, they've done it in some situations. Some have been bigger than others, but you can go back and read the history books, guys. I've seen it. And, I tell you guys on this channel all the time, as a fucking spider web goes right in my face, the government ain't your fucking friend, man. They're not. And anything they tell you to do, you better think twice. Think 3 times, because usually there's a fucking hidden agenda to it. I mean, it seems like, there's always this story you're not ready to hear, or this stuff you find out later on of what they should have done to kept it under control that they didn't do, yet they knew it was happening. All this dumb shit. So, I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I'm an anarchist, guys. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. But you have to see human beings in governments as human beings in governments. They're human beings. And they're basically programmed to fuck up. I mean, I hate to say it, guys. We are programmed to fuck up majority of the time, especially especially people in politics, it seems like. So I don't know if that's just by choice or by chance, but we can only look at what's already happened. So that's where I try to pull my opinions, guys. I don't just try to sit here and just randomly talk about this and that, and maybe I do, but at the end of the day, I'm pulling from actual shit that I've seen. It's not just based out of me sitting in a corner paranoid thinking the world's going to come to an end. I'm going to fucking make it in this world, whether the fucking CBDC takes over or crypto takes over. But I can tell you for 100,000% certainty, the government ain't your fucking friend, guys. So I guess we'll conclude on there. And just stay vigilant, guys. Stay aware of what's going on with governments and central banks, and see kind of what they do, not what they're sitting there telling you on the news. That'll wrap up this episode, guys. Remember to stay in it, drive it up, and we'll watch these prices get driven up here soon, guys. So just stay in this shit, and I'm staying in this shit. We'll catch you guys later.